the Finance Minister, Honorable Cassiel Ato Forson, was in Parliament to present the mid-year budget. And what he sought to do was to paint a picture of the economy they inherited and the steps they have taken so far to get us onto the path we are on. Even that is debatable, whether we are on the right path or not. We'll go into that. But he makes certain proposal about, the oil revenue, that the profits that come from oil revenue and our minerals will go into the big push, and making statements like directors who validate ghost names will be solely responsible. And he claims that it is out of sound leadership discipline that has got Ghana on the path of recovery. And most of the times we have been in this country where there was a previous government where they come to the parliament, read the budget, give us all the figures, but in the end we still don't feel it in our pocket. Oil, fuel prices is still up, cost of living is still up. But when you look at this budget, this finance minister's reading, do you get the sense that indeed Ghana is on the path of recovery, or we are heading down that rabbit hole called recession?
I won't let you set trap for me. Let me set my own question and answer. On the path of recovery, I don't know, but I know that we are doing something right, at least for the past 6 months.
Okay.
We've been doing something right, and we are still doing something right, at least for the past 6 months, once again. Because if you look at indicators like the foreign exchange rates, that alone will give them the plaudits, right? And the highlights for me today really was him saying that we'll pay contractors in cedis,
no matter where the funding
is coming from. And I think that's a big deal if he follows through with that.
Okay.
Because sometimes we've seen a lot of these budget readings where after reading we'll see Aboso kind people on the streets jumping, shouting, and the next 2 weeks you go there, you ask them and they're like, or the next 3 months you go there, you ask them a follow-up, and they're like, oh, the person lied to us. So reading is different from work on the ground. Right. Like I always say, show working. But if we were to mark this current finance minister with what we are seeing right now, at least the stabilization of the cedi, which affects every part of our system here in this country, then I'll give it to him. But on recovery, time will tell.
You know, the thing about Ghanaians finally feeling the effect of the economy in their pocket is very key, because you can read all the figures, read all the English, but if the ordinary Ghanaian is still paying high for transport, is still paying high for food, is still paying high for certain services, then what really is the effect of this budget on the ordinary Ghanaian? Because at the end of the day, this budget should give hope that, okay, now my cost of living is going to go down. Okay, after this budget reading, contractors know that, oh, finally we are going to get some money in our pockets, because in the budget he says that big push was very heavy in the budget, where monies from our minerals and oil will be allocated to that. And if you look at some of the projects for the big push, like the Tema Aflawu Road, Tema Runabout to Atimpoku, Dome Ketasi Road, Winchi Water, Efian Kwantana Hospital, when you look at all these things, really, do you get the sense that finally the middle class Ghanaian will finally be getting some money in their pockets because projects like these are coming?
So I follow everything you are saying, but let's get something clear.
Okay.
This budget is not to do anything we've not seen. It is just giving us account of what he came to give us in March 2025.
Right.
So basically, we told you we're going to give you 10 cedis. Have you spent all the 10 cedis? Do you need more? Or you have enough of the 10 cedis to finish the year?
Okay.
And so if there are tweaks along the line or along the way, you come back to us to tell us. So that's basically it. So nothing in this mid-year budget review will be new.
Okay.
When I say new in its word, but everything else there we know already. Let me use this opportunity to say that in as much as I like how he delivered the budget. This time, no white cloth, no Bible
So Ato is
verses,
forcing,
just delivery, just doing what he has to do and getting straight to business. No Genesis chapter 5 verse anything.
Why do I feel shot is being fired to someone?
While I am applauding him for that, he should also watch how he tries to use this budget reading to do partisan politics. I wasn't happy when he kept shading, I don't know if he's shading the previous administration. Sometimes he will read something and he will emphasize on it just to say that it was bad then.
And just to remind us of where we were and where we are now and where we are going.
Agreed. Nobody is buying him from doing that. It's constitutional right. He has every right to do that. But for me, I feel like we are at a stage in our democracy where we should separate partisan politics from national events like reading of budgets and other things that are similar to this.
Okay, then if we are to go by this analogy, then what do you say to the minority that walked out of the budget reading?
I was going to come there. So, yes, they have a reason why they walked out. But
and that reason supersedes national interest?
It doesn't. Let me land. So it doesn't. It doesn't. So they are both wrong. And I'm just using this opportunity because minority working out or coming in is not just this event that it happens, right? But for a minister to come and swipe at the... Charlie, at some point we have to be Ghana.
Right.
It is only in this country that the moment we announce or the winner of an election, campaign starts for the position for the next 4 years. It is campaign throughout. There should be a time in our politics where we will put a stop to campaigning and we become Ghanaians as one country with one vision and one purpose. We ban anything called campaigning and unnecessary opposition. So I condemn the minority for also working out because there are so many ways you can channel your grievances, not when we are coming to read media budgets.
You know, a lot of the times Ghanaians complain that, look, IMF is the one running this economy for us. What has happened to our sovereignty? What has happened to Ghanaian prioritizing Ghanaians? So that, and if you look at this reading, do you get the sense that there are priorities of Ghanaians in there, or it just paints a picture of IMF conditionalities?
It all boils down to the exchange rates. We live in a country where we import more than we export.
Right.
So if the dollar is stabilized, ideally, but for the wicked heart of Ghanaian market men and women, we should be fine by now because it's been 6 months since this thing dropped. Anywhere in the world, we would have seen it reflecting in our pockets.
Right.
But the heart of man is so wicked that they won't even drop their price. They just can't bring themselves up to dropping prices in the markets and wherever we sell and buy goods and services. Ideally, it should be reflecting.
Right.
So I am happy, but I'm not happy because is it time that we regulate, price regulation will come in, or the state itself will have a distribution channel where they will bring the food stuff. We all know that we are going to National Service to go and buy our chicken, our plantain, our yam, because it's been 6 months. Personally, I was happy about the NIB recapitalization.
Exactly.
I was happy because this banking cleanup has brought untoward hardship on some of the citizens. Like you had a job,
right?
And because of cleanup, which we ended up spending more, when all we could have done was arrested the directors, sack all of them, prosecute them, and change leadership so that people still maintain their jobs. We rather sold. I don't know if we sold or we closed down the banks. It was a mess.
They'll tell you they ran it down. They operate it badly and run it down, and then do sweet deals for themselves.
So you clear them from the system, bring in new leadership. You've taken the ownership from them. That's another penalty. Right. Because when you closed it down, nobody benefited. But someone would have still had a job by this time. And some of them are not the same again. So to recapitalize the NIB means that at least we know that we now have UMB, GCB, NIB, CBG, at least.
Yeah.
It's not more because the foreign banks are many, but we know that the indigenous bank too, they have legs to stand on. So it's a good thing.
Right. And for me, I would say that, look, it is very important that whatever, because some of us, you can read all the figures to us, you can read all the numbers to us, but if we are not feeling it in our daily lives, then what you have done is actually zero to us. And that, if we don't check, will continue to erode the confidence of Ghanaians in governance and even in this government, because we have been in this country where a previous government has come and they name their budget all kinds of names, you know, to give you the sense that there is hope, but when they are done, they leave you in despair. So for me, for this government, I would say that, look, you can read all the numbers, you can read all the indicators, but at the end of the day, the ordinary Ghanaian should be paying less for transportation. At the end of the day, the ordinary Ghanaian should be paying less for food, for services, and for all other things that will require that the Ghanaian will spend money to. Because when you do that, then the ordinary Ghanaian will then have enough to save and then be financially, you know, cushioned a bit. But what do you make of the president directive that, look, from now onwards, anyone who awards contract, irrespective of the funding, it must be in cedis?
I love it. I love it. Like I said, it will help the cedi, because when the cedi stabilizes, yes, with the exception of a few people who are into the export business, when the cedi comes down, it affects them. The majority of us, we rely heavily on importation. So if the cedi is stabilized, it will help us. Paying contractors in cedis will also mean that dollar has no place here. Charlie, this is Ghana. We are supposed to eat cedis. Why is dollar now the currency for real estate? For every huge and capital investment, they quote things in dollars. On TV, adverts are running in dollars. Why do we do that? Also, the big push in 24 hours economy. 24-hour economy. I don't like how the minister is going about it.
Why do you say that?
So he's talking about everything, but the main campaign pillar that brought them to power, 24-hour economy and the big push, he's giving lip service to it.
I don't know. Why would you say lip service? The president just launched that.
It's been 6 months. The Accra and Sawam Road, we don't know what's happening. Residents have demonstrated. If you live on that stretch, you will know that you are being punished for something you haven't done. Why haven't we started? It's 6 months already. All the road items, they said they will make sure that it's constructed. The road network, we will monitor, we will see. But the 24-hour economy is 6 months. But this time, we should see something.
I mean, to be fair to this government, hold on. But the launch of the 24-hour economy is even barely 3 months since they launched it.
3 months is barely.
I mean,
we don't have time.
Wow.
Anyways, I'm not the one saying we'll reset. We need time to reset.
Anyways, I agree with you, because right now we are all involved in building our nation, Ghana. And that is why I like the call when the minister said any director who validates ghost names will solely be responsible. Look, let's get to that time where we should all take responsibility for where we are. You are a Ghanaian. You know that if you validate a ghost name, that it doesn't benefit the country in which you serve. So why would you go ahead and do that? So I think we are at a juncture where we are all involved in building our nation. So we should all do our part.
But in all of this, if the economic outlook we have now, the nice economic outlook we have now is artificial, it will catch up with them.
Well, I think time would expose.
Time will tell.
Why do you get the sense that it is artificial?
I don't know. Let's give ourselves maybe a year or two and we'll be back here.
All right. So what do you think? Do you think these gains we are making economically is artificial or Ato is forcing? Let us know in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, recommend this to a brother, a friend. Until we come your way next time, make sure you're a great citizen. We are.